Today we're going to be discussing the 7 ways how Fairy Tail can end. Now we already know that the Fairy Tail, some people are saying that this might be its last arc, so I decided, you know what, why not get my thoughts out on the 7 ways how this amazing series can end. Coming in at number 7, just a simple one, just a happy ending, seeing everybody all grown up. If you get the reference, then you're the GOAT, but just seeing everybody all grown up with their kids and everything, just a typical happy ending, typical shonen thing. There isn't really too much to say about that. Now the next one, this one is an ending, but at the same time it's not, and that one would be a time skip for their kids. Now the reason why I say this would be an ending and why it's not is because yes, it will be an ending for the original story, for the original Fairy Tail members, but it will possibly give us a chance to see a new type of spin-off or some type of new type of creation or something, possibly Fairy Tail Next Generation. So that's why I say that it will be an ending of the original story, but it will be a continuation at the same time. Now the third one is a little bit more darker. That's Natsu dying, and the reason why I say Natsu dying is because if he does die, it will have to be at the end of the series because he's the main character, and I don't really see them having too many arcs without one of the main characters. And we know the whole thing with E&D, Acnologia, Zeref, so much stuff going down that we have to see between all that stuff, and that could all lead up to Natsu's death, and that could actually be a possible way to end off a series. Now this one, similar, number 4, Lucy's death. Now we know that Lucy, again, huge connection with Natsu, one of the main characters, so if she dies, it's going to obviously have to come at the end of the series, and this could be Lucy sacrificing herself. Now I don't think that this would happen because number 1, Hiro Mashima, he's scared to kill off characters, and number 2, I don't think that he would dare touch Lucy and kill her off. If anything, I can see Natsu, but I just can't see Lucy getting killed off. Number 5, one of my favorites, Natsu and Zeref versus God Angstrom, them breaking the curse and them actually letting Zeref live in peace. And this is similar to the happy ending, but I think that if they do fight God Angstrom, that will be the last arc. So yeah, it will kind of be something more for Zeref, whereas Zeref, he'll finally be able to get his closure along with everybody else too. And number 6 is Natsu's bucket list. Now this one's probably the least likely, but we know that Natsu, he did say that he has a little bucket list that he has to complete, and that's why he said that he didn't want like anybody to die, or he didn't want to die after this Alvarez after this Alvarez Empire War, because we know that Natsu, he has a lot of stuff that he wants to do. Him and Happy are going to go on some cool adventures, possibly going to see some OVAs of that. So yeah, that is a huge one that could go down, which is Natsu's bucket list. And last but not least, Lucy ending it off with the novel. Now I know there's been some trollish stuff going around saying, what if Fairy Tail was just a part of Lucy's imagination this whole time? Literally, I would drop Fairy Tail. Like, even though it's the last chapter, if that page or that panel would have popped up, I would have dropped it there, and I wouldn't even read after that page, because that would just be the biggest troll ever. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an actual scenario of like Lucy just writing about her adventures. I wouldn't have a problem if Lucy's narrating it if she's telling us the story, and then we see like, oh, Lucy's writing it, and then she ends up closing the book, and like, well, that's it for Fairy Tail. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if we find out that everything was just Lucy's imagination, sleep, cuz. But that's basically it for this little video. How do you guys think that Fairy Tail should end? And make sure you guys tell me some ways how you guys can think that Fairy Tail will end. I'll be reading the comments, so let's go. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.